Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to Professor Layton and the Miracle Mask. Previously, Layton and his team go to speak with local businessman Alphonse Dalston, the owner of several hotels and casinos in town. Dalston tells Layton that the mayor has put together a task force down at City Hall to investigate the masked gentleman. So we're going all the way over there on the far other side of town to speak with the mayor, and he also told us that some detectives from London showed up, so that's probably Chelmy and Barton and hopefully Grosky, because I like Grosky. Let's go. Maybe we can enter the circus on our way through. No, it appears not. Okay. You sure there's nothing, kid? Nope, we read this before. So we're clear to go. I'll let you know if I find anything interesting on the way. Aha! I did find one new hint coin at the Screen with Guy's toy shop, but other than that, nothing. City Hall must be down this way. Could there possibly be something new in the mansion, at the Lador Mansion? Maybe? Screw it. We're right here, I may as well check. Oh! Okay. Really, how in the world did I miss something like that? I even checked the couch for coins! Oh. Now what was that, a queen piece? Oh. Bad flashback. Captured queen. The keystone chess piece captured by an opposing bishop after a blunder. Okay, I also found one hint coin here too. Oh wait, did I want to go to the office? Who knows, maybe some servant is standing around in here. Nope, not at all. I don't think Fuzzy is warning me to anything, so we'll head back out and then to new territory. I think this is it. Quite a marvelous building. Let's see if the mayor's task force is inside. Hello, officer. No, wait, that's just a clown. What am I, a clown, doing down here at City Hall? Perhaps I should be voting on a proposal like the other clowns down here. But alas, alack, that is not my lot in life. I am resigned to entertaining the masses with shouts and hypnotic gesticulations. Miracles, masks, solve the mystery, stuff like that. Are you feeling entertained? Oddly enough, Juggles, I am. Although I could watch this all day, I would rather end this moment immediately. The life of a clown is a tiring one. The life of a circus clown even more so. The weight of the world's smiles is upon my shoulders. Professor, I don't think I've ever seen a clown quite like this one. Look in a mirror. Nor I, but it seems that even a philosophical clown has a place in Monte d'Or. Have a pleasant day, Juggles. Doesn't he have a puzzle for us? As I thought, it's the Monte d'Or City Hall. I expected more from the City of Miracles. Remember, Monte d'Or is still relatively young. In the bushes, ah! In the tree? In one of the windows? Up above at the spire. Come on, there's gotta be something around here. Ah, that's 2. That's 3. Unless there's like a hint, like a puzzle or something. Wait, that's 4? Okay. I am always surprised that there's usually 4 in most screens. The task force briefing starts soon, but I think my partner is still investigating last night's crime scene. I've told him time and time again that gathering evidence is a waste of time. What evidence there was has been compromised by now. You don't think it's important to look for clues concerning the statue incident? At this point, crowds of people have been contaminating the scene. Plus, we're not very good at investigating in the first place. This know-it-all detective from London and the chief can't agree on anything, and that other burly detective is just a meathead. Oh, hell yeah. He's here? A meathead? What's a meathead? I'll tell you when you're older. The chief's words, kids, not mine. Okay. I didn't think City Hall would be this big. Montedor continues to impress. It appears as if the entire police department is here. I hope that's not the case. They do have a police station outside of town. It looks like they're taking the recent events very seriously. Yes, it appears the masked gentleman is receiving the attention he craves. We didn't see many officers after the stone statue incident. So I think it's safe to say that the police aren't getting any advance warnings. I can understand if this villain has a grudge against the town, but targeting innocent people just isn't right. I agree, Luke. We need to get to the bottom of things as quickly as possible. So why wouldn't Henry or what's her face, Elizabeth? No. It began with an A. What was her name? Henry and Henry's wife, or Dalston. Why wouldn't they just phone the police with the info and the warning when they get the letter? Like, the issue letter this time was sent out in the middle of the day. There are hours to go till dusk. They have plenty of time to warn the police. That's what gives. You are here. Here is City Hall. Very helpful. Is the mayor in? We'd like to speak with him regarding the task force he has assembled to investigate the masked gentleman. I'm sorry, but you'll need the mayor's approval to talk to the task force. To get the approval, you need to see the mayor. Which is what you just asked to do. I'll go see if he's available. What a helpful gentleman. Wow, I'm excited to meet the mayor. Managing a town like Montedor must be a big responsibility. Maybe I'll be a mayor when I grow up. How does Mayor Luke Triton sound? I love it. Oh my. Oh, she doesn't like it. What is wrong with this guy's face? Are you okay, sir? Okay. He looks considerably less shocked from this angle. Huh. Oh, that is the mayor. Oh. Mayor Rich Bilson, how are you doing? A pleasure to see you again. Oh, actually, I don't believe we've met. My name is Professor Hershel Layton. I'm a friend of Angela Lador's. Uh-oh. Oh, whoops. Hold on. Confound it, I turned off my phone timer. When I started exploring this town and making my way over here, I forgot to turn it back on, so my phone fell asleep. Whoops. I think I don't know how far I'm in the video now. Uh-oh. Oh well, I'll wing it. I'm Emmy Altava. I'm Luke Triton, the professor's apprentice. My colleagues and I are investigating the masked gentleman. We'd like your permission to discuss the case with your task force. Well, we could use some help, but we have a lot of sensitive information going around. How many puzzles have you solved so far? I see you are eminently qualified. Welcome to the task force. To be perfectly frank, our investigation has been rather bumpy. The detectives from London and our local chief of police aren't getting along at all. That is unfortunate. I requested assistance from London, you know. I forgot the detectives' names, but they seem very capable. The task force strategy meeting is about to begin. I hope some progress will be made. Please join the meeting if you'd like. It sounds like the fighting has already begun. I would be grateful for anything you could do to defuse the situation. Oh, what? It's like I inhaled a dust particle. Ugh. Detectives from London? I wonder. Just head to the briefing room back there. Thank you for your help, Mayor Bilson. I'm not sure I've ever heard the name Bilson before. I knew there's a puzzle around here. Here's a coin. Oh. That's... the civil servants here look hard at work. I wonder how hard this job is. They have quite a bit to manage, I'm sure. On the board? Under the notices? The yellow one. Yellow for the hint coin. Maybe I can jot down something funny on one of these forms. I would strongly advise... oh, well, go ahead. Finally, something I can reach, but it's so boring. The life of a short person must be so difficult. I meant as in short kids, but I guess that goes both ways for adults too. What's that? Free literature and tea? Don't mind if I do. It's refreshing to be treated to such excellent refreshments. But the tea is already gone cold. Put it on a heater at least. Michelle. Stamp and file, stamp and file. Every time the masked gentleman appears, the paperwork goes through the roof. All these officers and they still can't catch the guy. What if I were that bad at my job? Just saying. How do they expect to solve crimes when they can't even solve this puzzle? Leave it to me, miss. Oh, this seems fun. A hat of tiles. You have a stack of thin tiles that are 3 by 3 in size. There are 3 colors, and each tile is a solid color. Use the available tiles and stack them on top of each other to construct a top hat like the one above. How should you layer them? Take the tiles from the right and place them inside the border on the left. Oh. Okay, this should be easy. Obviously, we want to begin by, getting everything just so. Wait, do I have to use literally all of them, or... I just need to make the image. It just says, use what's available. I don't think I need to, necessarily, cover the entire center. Oh wait, I need this top one. And the bottom. Yeah, the center's just fine to leave blank. Now, perfect. Wait a second. Oh wait. This is much trickier than I thought it would be. Oh, crap. Hold on, let's remove this bottommost layer real quick. Set things up just so. Oh. Right, okay. I need the center too. Okay. That should do it. Wait, what? Huh? Wait. Yeah? Oh, what? This is surprisingly difficult. Okay, I'm nearly there, like a hair's breadth away. I'll figure this out. Oh, brother. Yeah, that was fun. It was the bottommost part that was tricky. I had to lay down the white first down there, then save white up top for later. You did it. That's some expert tile laying right there. The police can't solve this puzzle that some ordinary citizen can. No wonder this investigation is going nowhere. To be fair, the masked gentleman's actions are highly unpredictable. No, they aren't. He tells you exactly what he's gonna do hours beforehand. What? With safety as a top priority, it could be risky to try and take the masked gentleman into custody when he appears in a crowd. I've heard the excuses more times than you can imagine. Tell me why those people who got turned into horses are still out there grazing like cows, like people cows. Whatever, the task force is in the back meeting room. If you have the mayor's permission, go on in if you like. I bet she and Juggles would get along very well. People are growing increasingly pessimistic here. It's tough to blame them. We need to catch the masked gentleman before he strikes again. Yes, we do. And to that end, let us leave. Yeah, Grosky! In 3D.
Don't you sneak up on me like that! Who let a child in here?
Yeah! Oh, man.
Child, I'm Luke Triton, apprentice to Professor Layton.
I'm realizing that the people who actually play this on authentic 3DS hardware could see his gorgeous chest in 3D bulging off the screen. I am truly envious. Wow.
Of course. Inspector Grosky. We should have known it was you. How did you get in here with all the competent police officers?
Emmy, how rude! If you're not careful, you might end up hurting my feelings. Guess I'll have to turn to my arrest record at Scotland Yard to cheer me up.
And how many of those arrests came with the professor's help? About half?
Yeah, I suppose that sounds about right. Good to see you too, Emmy.
Professor Layton, I presume.
Is that Liam O'Brien again?
Detective Inspector Leonard Bloom, senior detective at Scotland Yard.
I know that voice anywhere. Okay, I really don't think it's what's-his-face in disguise. This is definitely just some new character. But, neat. Hello, Bloom.
That's quite the title. Hershel Layton, how do you do?
Wow, this must be a really big deal to dispatch two of Scotland Yard's finest.
I guess so.
I wonder how the local police feel about bringing in external help.
How did all these
Jesus
people get
Christ.
in my briefing room? Who are these civilians? Where's my tea?
Are we sure that's a human? What the hell? Where's your nose? Is the emulator glitching out?
Chief Sheffield, may I introduce Professor Hershel Layton? Scotland Yard has solved many difficult cases with his assistance. I assure you, any help he can offer will be invaluable to us.
All right then. Just make sure he doesn't get in the way. Now, if we're done with the pleasantries, I'd like to get on with solving this case.
A new episode has been added. How delightful. Well, I guess we have a lot of, learning and listening to do. But before that, let's take a crack at that episode. What's the good inspector been up to? Do unflinching determination and a mound of chest hair amount to the sum of their parts? With Grosky on the beat, it's hard to tell. How could anyone say Grosky is bad at his job? I witnessed this man punch a shark. That's some dedication right there. Ah, Montedor, where is this villain who has been terrorizing the city? You, stop in the name of the Yard. Yes, how may I be of assistance, sir? Tell me everything you know. About what? Oh, playing dumb, eh? Let's cut to the chase. You tell me about the masked gentleman, or I'm taking you both in. Both? Oh, of course. See, it appears that this man has stolen the Mask of Chaos and is using it to commit nefarious deeds. He calls these acts dark miracles, but I would sooner call them nightmares. Nightmares, you say? Well, we can't let it go unchecked, can we? Toying with innocent citizens like that. It may interest you to know that a special task force has been established over at City Hall. Is that so? Well, that's where I need to be. Time to serve this masked man a piping hot justice pie. Grosky out. Wait, sir. City Hall is the other way. Well, once he finds it, he should get along with our police force famously. How optimistic. Neat. Who do we speak to first? I feel like, the sentient brick over there is gonna be eager to get it started, so let's save that for last. Can I look at the inspector? Is this a different thing? I don't think it is. Be careful where I click. These desks are plain, but not without merit. After a few hours, your backside really starts to hurt on these. Somebody stuck chewing gum under the desk. I guess he's short enough to see under there. If you've finished your business, please let Chief Sheffield know and I'll get started. How long is this meeting going to last? Maybe we should all run in place if we're gonna be here a while. Fitness first, you know. You should try jogging your mind, Grosky. That's 2 hint coins. Could there be a third somewhere? Hard to say. Yeah, no, I think we're fine. Let's get this meeting started before I turn gray. Too late. Start the briefing? Yes. Huh. Nobody better have to go to the loo.
Let's not drag this out any longer than we need to. Grab a seat and sit in it. Bloom, the floor's all yours.
Please, if you would give me your attention, then perhaps I could help you apprehend the masked gentleman. Since you have proven yourselves to be astoundingly ineffective thus far, we've brought in some extra brain power to expose the truth behind these dark miracles. This masked buffoon has made 4 appearances. We will now dissect each one carefully.
4, huh? So we were privy to the 4th. And the next time he strikes, tonight, will be the 5th. We must demystify the masked gentleman's actions in order to fully analyze this case. We have a special guest here. His skills of deduction are unparalleled. Professor Layton, do you have anything to add? Yes, we have been investigating the masked gentleman on our own. Where shall I begin? Let's begin with the most bizarre. Do you have any information on the horse incident? I've been able to gather very little on that incident specifically. However, I understand there were witnesses. Indeed. Perhaps we should fill you in on what we know. Please do. Have you seen the statements we took from the witnesses at the scene? No, but I'd like to if you don't mind. Ooh, here we go. I'll summarize the confirmed witness statements as they relate to the evidence recovered at the scene. The event occurred at night. The carnival's parade was in full swing. As the parade approached a bend in the road near the merchant district, the masked gentleman appeared. I assume there was a large crowd. Yes, as was expected, no doubt. A flash of light appeared in the sky, and the masked gentleman was seen on the ledge of a building. According to reports, the light then grew in intensity to the point of temporarily blinding the onlookers. When the light subsided, it appeared that some of the onlookers had been transformed into horses. Only a few personal effects were left behind. The bodies of the tourists could not be found. Inspector Bloom, do you have a theory as to what happened that night? I do. Please allow me to confirm a couple of items before we continue. The parade here always happens at the same time, correct? Yes, it starts at 8 p.m. Were you able to confirm the identities of the tourists who were transformed? No. Oddly enough, the tourists' belongings contain no forms of identification. Oh. One is plausible, but all of them? Oh, that reeks of a setup. Huh. I'm thinking that, like any good performer, the masked gentleman has some assistants planted in the crowd. Thank you, Detective Bloom. Looking at the information at hand, I believe the truth is clear. The masked gentleman obviously tricked witnesses into believing people had been turned into horses. There was one essential element to this manipulation of the crowd. The weather. The time of the parade. I was about to say the flash of light, but... Huh. I really just do not see how colors involved in the parade could matter at all for this. They approached a bend in the street. A flash of light occurred, and the masked gentleman appeared on a rooftop. Then dazzling light appeared and blinded everyone who was looking up at him. And when vision returned, people found horses nearby, dressed up in human clothes. I suppose the time of the parade matters, because it happens at night. You can't very well shine a bright light at day and blind people effectively, right? People's eyes are adjusted to the light of day, but then again, Monte d'Or, especially the festival street, it's filled with light, neon everywhere. So, would time of day, as in the presence of darkness in the late evening, would that really matter? Now, the weather has not been mentioned at all. Like, you could argue that if it was raining, there could be wet footprints left behind or something, but I'm gonna guess the time of the parade? Of course. It was already dark by the time the parade began. It's much easier to pull off a trick of the eyes at night. I agree, Layton. It's much more likely that an audience will miss something under a night sky. Several witnesses reported that they saw the tourists actually transform. I, however, am not a believer in the dark equine arts. Why couldn't the witnesses have seen the tourists actually transformed? There were no tourists. If they had no ID, Yeah, their eyes were closed. Yeah, the bright light blinded them, yeah. By the time the horses appeared, the onlookers would have closed their eyes. Exactly. Against a night sky, the human eye would be quite sensitive to the blinding light that was reported. The masked gentleman temporarily blinded those present to cover his actions. Horses were then immediately brought in as the so-called tourists left, but if that's true, there is still one thing left to explain. Where could the horses have been hidden? In the sewers? Can you even fit a horse through a manhole? Well, I think the museum was closed, but no. That would mean all the horses would have to come in from one direction. You'd need a lot more time to, scatter the horses about in the crowd. I don't think that makes sense. Plus, there's like a huge staircase bridging the museum itself to the streets, and it's just a logistical nightmare. But in the nearby alleyways, with everyone looking in towards the street, at the parade going by, everything about the alleyways makes sense. The nearby alleyways, one could hide them down various alleys and quickly bring them out into the plaza. Well done, Layton. I see your reputation is well earned. So, if I may summarize, first, it seems that the location of this act was key. The plaza is surrounded by several dark alleys. Due to a bend in the road, the area isn't fully visible until you enter it. Just before the event, everyone was absorbed in the parade. No one was paying any attention to the alleyways. A bright light suddenly appeared, blinding the crowd, and at that moment the horses were drawn from the alleys. Then, people disguised as tourists left behind some prop belongings and hid somewhere, possibly back in the alleys. Once the witnesses had regained their sight, they saw horses everywhere. Exactly, but there's no evidence supporting the notion that the masked gentleman had accomplices planted in the crowd. That's true, but isn't it suspicious that the personal belongings found at the scene contained no forms of identification? Also, had they been tourists, their families would have undoubtedly filed missing person reports. Agreed. That was my conclusion as well. Puzzle solved. I did it. What? So the masked gentleman's dark miracle was just some stupid parlor trick? Yes, Chief Sheffield, I'm sorry to inform you and your simpletons that it was not actually magic, simply a well-executed illusion. I don't like that tone, Bloom. Take a break, folks. Bloom and I are gonna have a few words. Layton, find me when I'm done. Oh well, I'm missing a hint coin? I suspected as much. Oh, that makes sense. It's a standard model slide projector. The ones they use in the theaters must be bigger than this. If I had to choose between projections or photos, no contest. So it's clear to see that the masked gentleman is no magician at all. As in a true practitioner of actual magic. His dark miracles are just tricks. Though, I'm really curious to see how they explain away his wings that bore him through the air. It's reassuring to have you here. I felt like I'm the only rational one in this town. Sheffield is as calm as he's going to get. Please let him know when you are ready to continue. Thank you, Bloom. You're a good one. Classic, very Layton-esque. I can't wait to hear you explain the next one. Okay. I want to get started on the next one. I'm interested to see what you think about the incident at the museum. What do you know so far? We have reports of people jumping out of some paintings of the museum and defacing property around town. Ridiculous. Here we go. These individuals vandalized the area. More than that, witnesses said these oddly dressed folks destroyed property, broke windows, nearly started a riot. Then they disappeared just as quickly as they appeared. Did anyone actually see these people come out of the paintings? No, the museum was closed by then. So why do people think these individuals came out of the paintings? Well, apparently they were dressed just like people in some of the paintings that were displayed in the museum. Down to the finest detail. When we checked the museum, we saw that the paintings were empty. Oh. How extravagant, but by all means it's within the realm of possibility. What do you mean, empty? I don't know how else to say it. All the people in the paintings were gone. Only the backgrounds were left. Interesting. The key here must lie in the paintings themselves. That's what I thought, but we've thrown our best men at these paintings and haven't found a thing. Allow me to ask a few questions. Were the paintings in questions from a common source? Were the paintings from a common source? Yes, according to the museum's curator, they were all donated earlier that day. The majority of them were famous portraits that came from an anonymous donor. That can't be a coincidence. Whoever donated these paintings must be considered an accomplice to this. We looked into it, but nobody has any information on the donor. We interrogated the entire museum staff, and they all checked out clean and ignorant. A lot of time spent and nothing learned. We must understand how the illusion was created in order to find the truth. Were these paintings oddly shaped, strangely packaged, or unusually framed? I mean, I would sincerely doubt that actual people were shipped to the museum, which I think strangely packaged implies. No, more rather, I'd say if they were unusually framed, it would be possible to have quick access to the painting itself and swap them out. You know? Let's try that. Oh. Were the frames unusual in any way? Were they thick enough to hide, say, a person? Oh, that's not at all what I wanted to think. No, I consider that, but all of the frames were of relatively standard size. Okay. Strangely packaged, then. Huh. Were the paintings oddly packaged? The curator did say they were all vacuum sealed. He said that type of care was usually reserved for very rare items. I believe the airtight packaging is the key. You do? The portraits were sealed when they arrived, and the frames came in thick metal cases. The museum staff was surprised that replicas required such secure packaging. We didn't think much of it. If my theory is correct, the donation must have included specific display instructions. Specify when, where, or lighting conditions. I would guess when, because having them out on display immediately after receiving them is very odd. Were there instructions about what time the paintings needed to be placed on display? Why, yes, actually there were. Your deductive skills are impressive, Layton. The crates arrived in the morning with instructions that they be displayed exactly at noon. How did you know that? Well, therein lies the trick. The illusion was created by... Not hallucinogenic gas! Oh god, no! Oh, vanishing paint. I mean... That's stupid, but it's Layton brand stupid. The portraits were treated with a special paint that evaporates when exposed to air. Does such a thing even exist? Have you ever noticed how sunlight can cause the colors in a painting to fade? In a similar way, it's possible to create chemically reactive paints that will turn transparent when exposed to air. Of course! You can make anything in the painting look like it just disappeared. The chemical process would have to run its course, so the timing must be precise. The seals were removed so that the paint turning transparent would coincide with the appearance of the vandals. The masked gentleman had these vandals dress up just like the people in the portraits. Genius, or insanity. Puzzle solved. I did it. Fun. But, Layton, we have no evidence to back this theory of yours. Well, I doubt such paint would disappear completely without a trace. If you examine the paintings for chemical residue, I'm sure you'll find outlines from where the paint turned transparent. Fascinating. Well, we'll see what we find. Good work, Layton. Another one down. Let's take a break. I would like a minute to think about this. I give breaks around here, Bloom. All right, take 5, everyone. Layton, let me know when you're ready to continue. I see no reason why we shouldn't. What do you think, Grosky? Oh. Same dialogue as before. Same dialogue as before. Okay. I guess it's nice to give breaks in case you want to save or something. Alright, let's get to it, guys. Inspector Grosky, the floor is yours. Right, Layton, let's take a look at another one of these dark miracles. The next one's a real doozy. Well, if it's anything like the first two, it's not a miracle at all. Yes, but none of the other ones involve people being engulfed in flames. That is true. This all began last Sunday morning. "13 citizens received a threatening letter from our masked you-know-who. It read as follows. If you value your life, come to the Gallery Plaza this afternoon at 1 o'clock. He also took out an ad in the paper. Dark Miracle Seeking Gallery Plaza. No more games. Meet me at 1 p.m. Quite a bold move, making an announcement like that. Yes, the plaza was packed with tourists and local citizens alike. We have a transcript of his little performance here. Welcome, good people of Monte d'Or. I am the Masked Gentleman. 13 of you received a special invitation to be here. The Masked Gentleman didn't show himself, only his voice was heard in front of a tent that was set up there. Oh. Just before 1 p.m., part of the tent was dropped to reveal the 13 invitees. How far away was the stage from the audience? We don't have that exact information. Not far, but not close either. So then, when the clock struck 1, boom! How horrific. All 13 people burst into flames. Apparently, the flames burned brightly, peaked, and were immediately gone. The flames were gone. Yes, gone. No more. Burnt themselves out to ashes and blew away, probably. Or like dropped down into the bottom. That's not a miracle. That's a public execution. But it wasn't. All 13 people were later found at home, completely unharmed. I don't understand. No one does. All 13 were just as confused as we were. They remember going to the plaza, but nothing after that. Did you check under the stage? Maybe the 13 people hid under it during the fire. Uh-oh. The stage was completely destroyed by the fire. Nothing was left but ashes. I'm going crazy racking my brain here. It's like trying to bench press a car. I'm so close, but I can't quite get it. Are the investigating officers present? Yes, sir. I took the witnesses' statements and interrogated all 13 individuals, sir. I have a few questions for you. Were they his accomplices, friends with each other, or magicians? What's more likely, that 13 people in the city would be magicians, or that they were friends? But I don't see how any of these actually line up. I mean, were they his accomplices? That's too blunt. It's way too blunt. So, friends? Were they friends by any chance? Not exactly, but now that you mention it... Yes? I thought maybe they worked out together or something. They all went to the same gym. Well, this is news to me. None of them looked like they could even find a gym. I didn't think it was that significant. I mean, that was their only connection. A coincidence of fitness, Layton. I don't believe in coincidences. Did any of the witnesses see people get on the stage, the masked gentleman, or the people hide? How about people get on the stage? Did anyone see the 13 people take the stage in the center of the plaza? I thought that was strange too. No one saw the tent go up or anyone enter it. It sounds like the tent was just there. So the invitees got on stage without being seen by anyone. In the middle of the day, no less. Yes, very strange. I'm curious about one other thing. Fire away. Poor choice of words. Yeah, shame on you. Were their clothes extravagant or gaudy, missing, or the same at home? The same at home. Were the clothes they were wearing on stage different than what they were wearing at home when you questioned them? Well, I don't know. Is there any way to find out? I can take a look at the photos. Just give me 1 second. What are you thinking, Layton? We might have something here. Oh, Professor, sir. All of their outfits were different. What? All 13 of them? That's... Well, I don't know what that means. We've got photos that some tourists took on the scene, and every one of those 13 were wearing different outfits at home. What could that possibly... Oh, I think I've got it. Yes, I've solved it. Don't hurt me, Inspector. What is it? The victims' clothes burned up on stage, and they all ran home naked to change. Krosky? Well, I don't hear any other brilliant ideas. Stop smirking, Layton. What is it? I wasn't smirking. My mouth was just thinking. Right. Inspector, I don't believe our 13 victims ever left their homes. Have you lost your mind, Layton? Hundreds of people saw them on that stage. Allow me to explain. All 13 people received a letter, correct? That's right. Was it just one letter? Huh? I believe there was a second letter that gave instructions to not leave home, possibly with a reward for doing so. This letter probably contained instructions to show only the first letter to the police, under threat of some horrible consequences. But they were in that plaza, on that stage. Actually, there is no evidence of that. I believe there were expertly crafted, highly combustible mannequins on that stage. How do you figure that based on what they were wearing? Someone stole their clothes in advance. From the gym, of course! Some of them said they had been victims of theft recently, but I didn't think anything of it. Hang on. Wait, so... This is contingent on... Okay, this is contingent on them owning identical sets of clothes. Same shirts, coats, pants, socks. All 13 of them did that on this day, but... I mean, it couldn't be the fact that the letter instructed them to wear those clothes, right? Because the clothes have given away the game here. It's... What? While the invitees were safely at home, the masked gentlemen burned their likenesses as others watched in horror. The crowd was already convinced that he could perform miracles, so it only took some rudimentary pyrotechnics. Oh, never mind. We're in cartoon world where everyone wears the same outfit every single day. That's right. Now it all makes sense.
That's preposterous, Layton. I think your perfect streak ends here.
Professor Layton, you're right. I found a second letter in the evidence bags. Great work, Professor. What? You missed it? So someone did hand it over to the police? What? Okay, this one's losing me a bit. I'm always happy to cast some light on a dark miracle. Absolutely brilliant, Professor Layton. We don't have much information on the statue incident, but when we get something, I'd like to speak with you. Who knows, now that we are onto some of the masked gentleman's methods, perhaps we can solve this one ourselves. I have faith in your team, Detective.
Well, at least now we know that this villain is just a big phony. He's flesh and blood like the rest of us. I knew it all along. I know this masked fool's tricks now. He can run, and he can hide, but he can't run and hide from Grosky of the Yard. I'm coming for you, maxed head face.
There's not a door in that direction. Right? Well then. I'm really very sorry about him. No matter how many times we discuss this, it doesn't seem to do any good. He's quite excitable. Inspector Grosky and I will continue to investigate the scene of the statue incident once he's calmed down. Professor Layton, let's reconvene once our officers have finished searching the scene. Yes, in the meantime, Emmy, Luke, and I will continue our own investigation. And by that, I mean we aren't going to tell you that he's going to strike again tonight. Screw you. Meeting adjourned. Oh, brother. Guess we need to head out, huh? Professor Layton, any new revelations since we last spoke? Unfortunately, no. We suspect the masked gentleman is a tourist. We're checking hotel records for those who have been here for the month. Hundreds of people fit that description. I guess that's to be expected in a place like Monte d'Or, but it's a start. I imagine it has been difficult to find many specifics about the culprit. Yes, this town's situation is unique. The carnival certainly isn't helping. With so many wearing either a mask or a costume, everyone is a suspect. I have seen literally no one else wear a mask. Sheffield won't stop going on about keeping the public safe, but he won't accept that the public is in danger if we don't work together. If you come across anything, please let me know. Remember, I'm in charge here. I need to get back to the investigation if I'm to find anything before he does. Well, Detective Bloom and Chief Sheffield have an interesting working relationship. For some reason, my mind just kind of breaks whenever I read the words Chief Sheffield. I cannot figure out how to pronounce it on the first go. Oh, a puzzle. All right.
You helped us out there, Layton. Now it's clear that the masked gentleman has a partner in crime, and I think we've got him. I hope we've got him. He's our only suspect. We're waiting for one of the officers to get back to us on the warrant. I can't release his name yet, but as soon as the warrant clears, I'm going to bring him in for questioning and confessioning. Even if he flees, we'll be able to track his movements. Everyone moves in patterns.
Oh? Maybe I can help. Uh-oh. From the sidelines. A little boy was walking around town when he came to a stop and just watched people move around for a bit. They were moving around in 3 distinct patterns as shown. The people he watched were in profile the entire time they were moving. In profile? Oh. Where was the boy watching from? Circle your answer on the map. Well, people don't just move up and down like that, like they're flying. No. If they're in profile, in fact, they're circles, he's probably up high on a tower. Where was the boy? Yeah, he was at the clock tower. I swear there was a puzzle like this in an earlier game. Wait, what?
I'm not certain what happened here.
Remember, all these movement patterns are happening in the same location. Okay, so the park... Okay, the park is a seesaw. This could be a seesaw. This is a swing, and this could be... a baseball field? It's the park, probably. I got bamboozled.
Puzzles are made to be solved.
He was at the park. A shows someone swinging on a swing. B shows 2 people on a seesaw. C shows someone sliding down a slide and running back to the ladder to go again. Okay. What fun. Oh, brother.
I knew you'd get it. Our suspect is currently under close surveillance. Hopefully he'll lead us straight to the masked gentleman.
Well, this sounds quite promising, Chief.
Yes, I'll be glad to get closer to the truth here, especially if we find something out before Bloom does.
As satisfying as that may be, please keep in mind that we all have the same goal here.
Of course. Glad you're here, Layton. It's good to hear a voice of reason over the noise of those yapping London egos. If you find anything, just be sure you come see me first. Remember, I'm in charge here.
It's so strange looking. Okay. Yeah, no, there's no door over here. I can only assume that Grosky leapt through the window. All's well. Layton, I just heard. Stupendous. Absolutely incredible. Thank you for your help. It was nothing, Mayor. Oh, it was? Never mind then. Wait, it was definitely not nothing. The police said you debunked our dark miracles. This means we can reopen the art museum. The curator will be thrilled. Maybe you could stop there so we can thank you in person. I heard we've received some new art donations. I'll personally see to it that they're checked for vanishing paint. You reopened the museum, Professor. Always happy to do something for the fine arts. Perhaps we should continue our investigation with a museum visit. I never thought I'd be so excited about going to a museum. Ah. A new episode, huh? Well, we have a new destination in mind, don't we? Let's just quickly speak with these two, and then I think we can end the video. I've notified the museum staff that they are clear to reopen. Thank you. What a nice gentleman. All these police officers do is stand around, eat scones, and talk about cricket. Isn't that more popular in Australia? Oh, what? Oh, cripes. The power cables for the lamps are connected in a rather peculiar way. Okay, I guess we're doing this. Which one goes where, Professor? Maybe I can easily solve this with a memo? Uh-oh. Wait, yeah, this does look like a memo puzzle. Okay. You have 4 cables plugged into 4 sockets, but as they run through pipes, you have no idea which cable connects to which socket. You only know part of where cables B and C run through, shown above. The length of cable inside the pipe is 6 meters for each cable, and each section of pipe is 1 meter long. However, while the vertical pipes can hold as many cables as needed, the horizontal pipes can hold only 1 cable. Oh. Can you work out which cable is connected to which socket? Okay. Well, let's use a memo. So clearly B... let's use colors, yes. B runs into here, and it has to go down all the way down to here. It comes out this way. So let's work on what we know for sure. Oh boy, this is gonna get tricky from here. So C, with yellow, I guess orange works. C runs through here. Now, C from this way, it has to go up to here, but from there where? It could go up this pipe and go a straight shot out to the right, or it could go through any of these choke points. I mean, I guess from here I can just brute force it. Let's try and do this as simply as possible. If it's a straight shot everywhere, then A could go down here, maybe down this way, to here, yeah. And if B continued straight along and went this way, then D would be able to come up this way and go a straight shot along? I mean, this brute force strategy worked out. I really don't see why this wouldn't work. The length of cable... Oh, they need to be 6 meters long. I can't take direct routes. Right. I forgot. Oh. So, let's see. D is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See, that's not right now, is it? With that in mind, that's the missing step I needed. I think I can solve it from here, so let's see. I think I did solve it. So, I think the logic dictates that I don't even necessarily need to plot out the correct paths. No, I just need to find out what has to go where. So, each section is 1 meter long. It needs to be 6 to get to the plug, right? So, B, we know B has to go this way. Straight down and across. So if we count those sections, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we're at 4 here. There's no extra room to wiggle. You can't go up to 3. It has to go to 4. See, it goes 5, 6. That is absolutely the only thing B can ever enter, slot 4. So B is 4, absolutely. Now we know that C's cable goes all the way up here. So no matter what route we chart, say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, well, no matter what route we take to enter the cable from, let's see, from this direction and enter through here, it's gonna be at 5 at this point. You can't go down here. This would be 6 and then 7. That's too long. So C has to be 1. It doesn't matter which route C takes. Just that it has to be C1. So that leaves A and D, which is can only go or in 2 or 3. So for D, we did the same trick. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, no matter what path D takes, when it gets to this part near 3, it would only be 5 meters long. So we go up 5 to 6. So D is 2, and by process of elimination, that means A is 3. And also the result results in this very cool looking pattern, which seems symmetrical. So I think I nailed it.
I believe I have this one. An excellent puzzle.
Ha! 1200 flat. What a great place to leave off. Well done. Cable A goes into socket 3, and so on. Whichever path the cables take within the pipes, the solution is the same. Ah, that's that then. Still quite odd. Cool. Wait, what? Oh, no, not the light. Okay. Phew, I really don't think we have enough time to do the episode, so we'll try and remember to do that at the start of the next video, my next recording session. Well, yeah, this sequence was quite delightful. I do love moments in mystery stories where characters literally sit down and put their heads together to go over everything. Yeah, that is a satisfying scene, and I'm a bit sad that Chelmy and Barden aren't here. Maybe they could show up later, but I don't know. With Bloom and Grosky on the scene, I don't think there's much wiggle room here. Oh well. Grosky's a delight, and I quite like Bloom too. He's a very level-headed individual, very sensible. He's very good at his job. I trust him. So yeah, we'll go to the museum next, but knowing me, I'll probably want to check every room in the game again in case someone has a new puzzle somewhere. You know, it's very hard to say what we're actually going to find at the museum that will be worthwhile. Very hard to say, but all the same, it should push us forward, right? But yeah, after the museum, I'd wager the sun will go down, and that means it'll be time for the masked gentleman to strike again. Sure would be nice if we could see Henry. Maybe we can squeeze in a visit to him in the evening. Yeah, actually, if we go visited Henry right after the museum, and it started getting dusk around then, that could show off that, hey, no, Henry actually, he does have an alibi, he couldn't be the masked gentleman, he's right here with us. Unless that wily scoundrel is accounting for it. And the masked gentleman who would appear would be some double. And Henry would be the real masked gentleman, and he's only appearing to us to throw off our trail. I'm a paranoid mess. And, you know, I'm also Zephyr the Jester. This has been more of Professor Layton and the Miracle Mask. Thank you for watching, and hopefully I'll catch you next time. So until then, please take care.